I'm here at Muscatine Fire Department with Captain June Anne Gaeta. Just wanted to get a few questions in with her. June Anne, what's special about today?
Today is the end of my career at the fire department after 27 years of service.
So you were a captain here for 27 years. You're the first woman hired on Muscatine Fire Department. You were the first woman promoted on the fire department. You were the first woman president for the union on the fire department. You've been on the pension board for how long?
20.
You're one of the first paramedics on the fire department.
Mm-hmm.
You've had so many firsts throughout your career. What were you doing before you became a firefighter?
So before I became a firefighter, I had a career as an athletic trainer, which takes care of the athletes and stuff of collegiate teams at Iowa State and Augustana. And the clinic I worked for at Augustana technically closed, so I was unemployed and doing job searches, teaching fitness classes, and I was teaching a fitness class for the Y, and the Chief Dobby, that was the chief here at the time, wanted to know if women could actually pass the test or if the test was too hard or what it was. So the instructors were invited, all the instructors were invited to come down here and take the test to see if women could pass the test, and we all passed. Well, I was technically unemployed and I needed a job search, and so I used it as a job search to complete my retirement, and complete my application for unemployment, and never dreamed that I would take this as a career, but in the timing I did, and I wouldn't have traded it for the world. This has been an honor to be a firefighter here at Muscatine, and again, I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's been wonderful.
I think not to get into gender specific or anything, but I mean, you weren't really the fastest person, like as far as physical test or something. You didn't necessarily break the records for physical agility, but you always performed well at whatever you did. Weren't necessarily the biggest. We got guys that are 6'5", 6'7", but I think one of the things that is your retirement parties going on right here. We are seeing people coming from all over. We saw one of our former shift mates, Mark Neal, came back from Indiana to see this. And I think what you do better than most people is relationships. You get involved with your people and they dig for you. What do you recommend for people to do that? How do you build that trust?
I think that, one, it has always been a strong ethic of mine. My parents were transplants to Iowa. They're not from Iowa. And when we moved here, it was very important to know people's names and where they were from or where they went to school, and that was kind of ingrained in me. But I think as a leader, it's very important to care about your people. And the best way to care about people is to know their name. People like to hear their name, know their family, know what's going on, ask them what's going on, and if they need help with anything, reach out to them and do those things. Truly caring about your people. Don't act like you care about the people. Truly care about your people, and they will follow you, and they'll do anything for you.
Knowing you for 20 years, I can say yes, that you are genuine in whatever you do. I think one of the other things is you have a tendency to sometimes get in trouble because one of the things is right or wrong. You always try to do the right thing, whether people like it or not. What are some of the negative sides of knowing that this is what I should do, but I'm going to get slack for this, or I'm going to have people mad at me for this? I mean, how do you do that?
Very strong, again, leader quality is integrity. Character and integrity. So character, you care about your people. You're a good person yourself. You walk the walk. And integrity is that you do the right thing. And sometimes doing the right thing is not easy. But if you're doing the right thing, that's the thing to do. And that's a motto I've always had. My sister has it. We've just always ingrained that if you're doing the right thing, then so be it. And if you get in trouble for it, I would do it again. So.
This is probably my observation of knowing you, but I'm guessing if you feel like you did the right thing, do you sleep better at night versus feeling guilty about not doing the right thing?
Well, I don't know that I've ever felt guilty about not doing the right thing. But I would rather to guess that I would. Sometimes I notice that people, they don't like it or approve when I make a choice, and that's what the choice is. But another life motto is to stand behind what you decide. So when you make the decision, you stand behind it and back it. And if your people make the decision together, then you stand behind them and do that. And then if things go wrong, I take the blame. So it's been my job to make people, better leaders. And if they're not, then it's my bad. But if they are, then great. That's their accomplishment.
One other thing. So to me, this is a big first, and I don't think a lot of people necessarily realize it. But so you are a graduate of NFA's EFO program. Could you tell us what that is?
So Executive Fire Officer career is a 4-year program, soon to be a 2-year program, but still the same amount of work time and stuff on campus to create leaders and stuff as a national, I don't want to say mandate, as a national goal to create more leaders and executive officers in the fire service. There's currently 350, give or take, in the United States, and I have the honor of being one of those, which includes research projects and classes and lots of leadership time. But it's really, for me, it was confirming that what I'm doing right.
Thanks. This has been a tough week for us. We've had a coworker pass on the memorial of another coworker that had passed years ago. You're retiring, so we're seeing an old shift where a bunch of us started together, and now you're leaving. So it's been kind of a rough week. Could you tell me your favorite thing over the years about the fire department? Is there any one call or one thing that really stands out that just makes you smile?
Well, I think the brotherhood, sisterhood, or family, however you want to put it, and the bonding that goes on with experiencing the calls together and everything is something that you never forget, ever. And sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the life of being a firefighter, and we have to remember that we're not just a firefighter. We are other things, but that stigma will always follow us wherever we go. But I would say the family atmosphere, the teamwork, and the caring and the relationships that I have with everybody. I mean, it's lifelong friends.
So, sorry, I'm doing this on the fly. So, one other thing. So, you're a woman coming to work for a fire department now for 27 years. We don't have high risk every day, but at any point we can be in a high risk situation. How's that kind of worked with your husband at home over 27 years, Vince?
Vince has been my pillar of support, especially of swapping roles, of being a woman in a male-dominated career. He has the opposite there. There's the high risk. Again, if you're doing the right thing and you've trained, and if it's not going to be safe, then we don't do it. But it's been different, I guess, for both of us, but we've adjusted, and I, again, truly stand by what I decide, and I truly decide stand by what my people would decide.
Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Answer your question?
Yeah. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I've enjoyed my career. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I probably would stay, but I had Mike Cruz advise me that when I was 55, I should probably look for something and live life, and not by the 24 hours and the alarm going off. Not that wasn't a great career. That's great and very fulfilling career. But I'm 55, and here we go.
I know. So what's one of your retirement plans? I guess I'm not going to quite end it. We have one more. What's one of your retirement plans that you and Vince have?
We are going to travel once this COVID thing gets over, but we're going to travel some more. And I still will be the chief of a volunteer fire department, and still on the pension board. I'm still doing all those things because fire service is now a passion of mine that I didn't know I had. And eventually retire from working altogether.
And where are you guys going?
Probably to Alaska.
Thank you.